Welcome back, YouTube. This is Chibara. This is with COVID-19 Talking Points Episode 6. I'm going to pick up right where I left off with the day-to-day activity expectation for if and when you have martial law enacted. Now, this is going to be while we have power. I forgot to mention that in the last video. You wake up, take your temp, weigh yourself, then eat, wait 4 hours, take your temperature again. You don't have to weigh yourself again. You only need to weigh yourself once a day, and it's going to be at the start of every day. That's the most accurate reading you will ever get for your weight. Light duty exercising, deep breathing exercising. Now, you don't want to give yourself like the Vala something or other procedure. Like, you don't want to be like hyperventilating. Don't do that. You're gonna pass out from hypoxia, which is bad enough as it is with COVID-19. It causes hypoxia long term. Kind of. But yeah. If you are living in a multi-person household or own pets, okay, and you need to get supplies if they have not been supplied to you by your government, designate one person and one vehicle only to obtain these goods. And what that's going to do is severely reduce the amount of exposure risk. With quarantine and stuff like that in martial law, you have a curfew, so you can only do these activities between let's say Spain and Italy, their curfew is between 6 a.m. and 11 p.m. So you have to restrict your activity between those times. Now, underneath martial law, you will have district scheduled shopping times based off of where you live or what your last name is, kind of thing. So which means, so you got Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4. Well, between 6 and 10, Zone 1 gets to go. Between 10 and 3, Zone 2 gets to go. Between 3 and 5, Zone 3 or whatever like that. And then we got 5 and 11, Zone 4 or whatever. Something like that. So you're going to have coordinated efforts to disperse the population to really limit the spread of COVID-19. Your food will be rationed. We're already starting to see that in America right now. Walmart has limited the purchasing of toilet paper and paper towels and baby wipes and wet naps and stuff like that to 1 or 2 packages per person per household, if that. And they're having to call the police in on that. There's people rioting and shit like that because all y'all motherfuckers done did panic bought everything, and you don't need all that, okay? If you got like couple hundred rolls of toilet paper, you have enough toilet paper for 17 households for a year, okay? If you're wiping your ass properly. Front to back, no more than 4 squares at most. Even if you're a woman and on your period, you really don't need that many squares, okay? Change your tampons more often to prevent buildup like that, okay? But yeah, they're gonna ration not just the toilet paper and everything like that, but food as well. We're starting to see food shortages. People are buying up flour, people are buying up sugar. Powdered milk is completely sold out where I'm at, and it sucks because I wish I got some before all this. I would have had money available for it. I'm broke now because I got it on other stuff, but I'm okay. I'm good. I'm prepped. Unfortunately, powdered eggs is not readily available to the public. That is actually an emergency supply provided to you through your government. And powdered eggs have a ridiculously long shelf life of up to 2 years. And it's highly effective because it also keeps all that protein. So they're going to ration all that out. Perishable foods. If you've already panic bought a whole bunch of it, I'd hate to say it, but as soon as the grid goes offline, that stuff, like I said, is only going to be good for 2 days. So you have to be capable of consuming all of that within an extremely short amount of time. And if you can't, coordinate giving that food away to feed other people who don't have it. What we're seeing now is all the fast food chains have strictly gone to drive-through and pick-up order only. They've shut down all their dining rooms, all the bars or anything like that to congregate and stuff like that. They've all been closed and closing because the CDC has directed that any public gathering over 50 people is done. It's kaput. You just don't even bother, okay? Because it's getting that bad. That many people are getting infected right now. Their systems are completely overloaded with people with suspected symptoms. What they're looking for are the people who are faking fevers. So you got coughing, sneezing, itchy runny nose, itchy skin, with a fever, then okay. That's what they're looking for. Of course, with underlying conditions, but we'll touch on that in another video if we have to. But day-to-day living activities. So we got, you wake up, take your temp, wait 4 hours after eating, take it again. You're going to be taking your temp at least 3 times a day, every 4 hours. Maybe more often. I'd recommend a little bit more often, but definitely wait long periods between eating to take it again. Now, with that being said, you will have a set feeding schedule if you haven't set it for yourself. The government will set one for you, and you're not going to like it when they do it, because they are going to really restrict your portions to probably be like that big for really carbohydrate high foods. That's a computer mouse. It's about the size of an apple. Okay, that's really tiny portions. Okay, and a lot of people are going to have a lot of pushback on that. I'm noticing a lot of Second Amendment or right pages are getting stupid. It says you have a right to do all this and congregate in public, and that's what the Second Amendment for, is to protect that. And I'm like, don't encourage that. You're going to encourage the people to get shot, okay? Don't do that. Whatever you do, you're going to get people killed. Fennec Ammunition on Facebook, I am looking at you, okay? Don't encourage people to use their Second Amendment rights to be entitled to movement during this issue. They're putting out a lot of, shit. It's like, oh no, you're totally okay to move whenever, however you want. Don't let the government quarantine you. Don't do this. You're going to get people killed, because what happens when you're underneath martial law, okay, day-to-day life activities, if you're able to live in your own home, that's the comfortable spectrum that I just talked about. The uncomfortable spectrum is when they come in and they start seizing your family and shooting your pets. Okay? When the FEMA camps open up, you're all fucked. Put the guns away, put them down, lock them up, you're fucked. You're going to get taken out of your house, you and your entire family will, and they will shoot your pets. Because your pets are modes of transmission. They cannot get infected and get sick off of COVID-19, but it stays on their fur. They will be carriers. People's pets, their birds, their cats, their dogs, their snakes, their lizards. Anything that comes with skin-to-skin contact or skin-to-fur contact, they will execute them to prevent shelter overcrowding, because we're already having overcrowding in our shelters. They will straight up kill your pets under martial law. Okay? Don't get stupid and make yourself a target. Okay? Load up on ammunition and everything like that, but be as compliant with the government standard as much as possible for as long as possible. This is to ensure the maximum possibility of surviving this. Okay? In extreme cases of martial law, if you even resist in the slightest bit by waving a gun around or start screaming and hollering, getting hysterical, panicking, threatening, hitting CDC officials and military personnel, you will be shot on sight and you will be killed. Okay? It's better to dispose of your body in a mass grave covered in salt than it is to keep you alive, because it's going to save us resources. That is martial law. Comply with what they tell you to the best of your abilities. Okay, this will absolutely keep you alive a lot longer than throwing a fucking hissy fit saying, well, you can't do this, as a violation of my First Amendment rights, and da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not. Believe it or not, this is what's known as an emergency contingency measure to prevent mass loss of life. This is a war tactic. Martial law is a war tactic. We are not declaring war on the American people. We are trying to counteract a biological weapon that China has released that has turned us, the American people, into a weapon for China. Okay? We are now weapons of war, once we're exposed, on behalf of our enemies. Okay? We are the unfortunate people who are now caught in the crosshairs for that. When martial law is enacted, worst case scenario, they will pull you out of your house, throw you into FEMA camps, and shoot all your pets, and especially livestock. If they haven't seized your livestock to feed everybody, they will. In desperate instances, we've seen in World War I, World War II, when people are starving and they can't find food, they'll kill horses and eat them. They'll kill livestock and eat them. Male cows, female cows, anything. Goats, whatever. They will kill them and eat them. Okay, don't do something stupid that could potentially put you the lives of your family, and the lives of your pets at risk. This is Jabbar signing off. I will return to COVID Talking Points, Episode 7, very shortly.